You could save thousands by selling your house on your own. But some homeowners who did say they faced a backlash from real estate agents. Agents with potential buyers in tow. In this 16:9 investigation, we reveal why some homeowners are accusing agents of playing dirty. Here's John O'Shea.
It's big business. Canadians spent a whopping $15.2 billion on real estate last year, and 90% of those deals were sealed by a licensed agent who took home a fat commission. But guess what? You could be keeping that wad of cash for yourself. More and more Canadians are selling their homes without an agent and saving big bucks. Meet the Ansaris, Wajih and Sadaf. They sold their starter home in this North Toronto neighborhood with some help from Property Guys, a sale-by-owner company.
It was our first house. Yes, we were nervous, but we decided we'll take the dive.
They paid a flat fee to Property Guys in exchange for help with the listing, advice, and marketing tools.
We ended up paying 2%, which was about $9,500. But the rest of the about $18,000 is something that we actually saved.
But the Ansaris say that to save that money, they had to put up with some big headaches. And they say the hassle started the moment they stuck their for sale sign on the front lawn.
We started getting calls, really discouraging calls that starting from the first day, that you won't be able to sell your property.
They weren't agents, but they posted this video of their home and people came just the same.
We had done our homework, so we knew how to stage the house.
But some prospective buyers came with real estate agents who the Ansaris say didn't want to make any deals with a sale-by-owner home and instead left their clients on the sidewalk.
The agent would actually go in with their client. They'd see the private sale sign and all of a sudden they'd do an about turn and leave.
Bob Gammon is going the sale-by-owner route too. He's not far from Toronto in Stony Creek, and he's been trying to sell his waterfront townhome on his own through a company called ComFree.
How much money did you figure you could save by selling the house yourself?
Well, if we sold it outright direct to a buyer, we would save over $20,000.
But like some other sale-by-owner clients, he quickly came to understand that selling on your own can mean putting up with meddling agents.
Some are aggressive, some are persistent. I'll give them credit for that, but of all those ones that have been most persistent, not one of them has even introduced my property to a potential buyer.
And sometimes, Bob says, his sale-by-owner signs directing people to his home just disappear into thin air.
And you'd get a little angry at times as to who's really knocking down your signs and taking them away.
Bob also watched a near-identical house up the street from him sell quickly through an agent.
How would you characterize your house among the houses that are available in this neighborhood?
I think we're right at the top of the list.
It wasn't just the agents. Bob was even blacklisted by these guys when he tried to purchase an ad in this magazine. He was told his money was no good there. The book's publisher sent Bob this email saying his decision was motivated by economics. He said that 98% of his revenue comes from full-service realtors in the community, who would be incensed if I agreed to run for sale-by-owner ads. If you were in my position, I'm sure you'd feel the same way.
So he doesn't want to risk his bread and butter for your small ad?
Right.
Or other ads like it?
Yes.
Fellow home seller Wajih knows all about pushback from the real estate industry. He says at one point, an agent even called anonymously and threatened him.
He just became abusive and very upset at the fact that why we are selling the house ourselves, and then went as far as threatening to sue us.
And for Bob Gammon, he says the agent calls pressuring him to list are unrelenting. Just listen to what one agent told Bob.
Bob, I believe, in my opinion, that if your property had been listed with us right from day one, we would have sold it for you.
But my frustration, your office and other offices have known about my home.
Yes.
But they haven't shared it. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's really been blackballed by the industry.
Yeah,
it's a private sale.
And I'm not making any excuses for it. I think you're totally right.
Next, 16:9 tests the market.
Some people are greedy, I can tell you that.
To see if real estate agents are helping or harming some home sales.
Selling your home without an agent, sale by owner, is a growing trend in the real estate market. One sale by owner company reports that more than 100,000 homes were sold through their service. Some homeowners choosing to go it alone told 16 by 9 agents are getting in the way of their business. We wanted to find out how agents are doing business, so we sent producers with a hidden camera to several real estate offices around Toronto. We heard a lot of scare stories. Some warned us about greedy sellers.
You know, some people are greedy, I can tell you that.
Right.
Plainly. They just want more money.
Others said sale by owner types might make off with your money.
The other person who either has or doesn't have an agent then might slip something under you.
You give somebody a deposit on the house on an owner, and you're kind of questioning, where's it going to go? Am I going to get it back?
And some said we could end up in legal hot water. We heard it all. Greed, legal problems, sketchy sellers, ominous warnings from agents that could scare off a potential buyer. Meet Patrick Sullivan. He's the president of ComFree, a new breed of company that helps people sell their home without an agent.
We provide signage, we provide marketing advice, we provide free legal advice.
All for about $1,000 or less.
So, I mean, versus a 5% commission on a $300,000 home or $15,000, you're going to save that money.
We asked him about the warnings we heard.
So some of the techniques that are used that we found included discouraging the seller from using the whole process because of unnamed or unspecified kinds of consequences.
I think it's difficult to say exactly what they're talking about, but I will tell you that we offer free legal assistance. Virtually every transaction across the country involves a lawyer or a notary to complete the transaction.
Is this just a lot of scare tactic?
Well, I think if they're saying things like there's legal consequences and some of these other worrying things, yeah, I think they're scare tactics, absolutely.
And it happens so often that Sullivan's company has advice for clients on how to deal with pushy agents, laid out right here in their brochures. There is no question sale by owner is costing the industry money. For example, ComFree reports 9,000 sales this year, with an additional 13,000 homes listed on their website. And that site gets more than 3 million hits per month.
Well, I think people will do a lot of things when their income is at stake. So, you know, I guess I can't be surprised, but the reality is the industry's changing, and they should either adapt or perhaps they should consider another line of business.
Sale by owner companies aren't the only ones challenging the way the real estate industry is doing business. The Canadian government is taking legal action against the Toronto Real Estate Board, TREB, for withholding information from the general public.
Now, here's what they're talking about, the Online Multiple Listing System, or MLS. It's a standard tool for anybody who's looking to buy a house. But MLS has a hidden area reserved exclusively for agents. This agents-only area has access to previous offers made on a property, information about a neighborhood like crime rates, grow-ops, termites, things like that.
So we went to Toronto Real Estate's top gun, Richard Silver. He's the president of the Toronto Real Estate Board, or TREB. We wanted to know why his board won't share that information.
How much of this is about defending your turf as you defend yourself against the Competition Bureau?
It's not defending the turf. I'm very open for change. It's not a big issue for me. But what I don't want to be in is a situation where we agree to something the Competition Bureau wants and our members start showing up being charged by the Privacy Commissioner.
Silver says TREB won't open up the password-protected area to the general public. He says it's all about protecting your privacy.
It's putting us in a really precarious position. The reality is there's certain information that the Privacy Commissioner and the Real Estate Council of Ontario have said that they don't want us to provide. Giving the Competition Bureau what they would like is putting us in a situation where we may put our members and their clients at jeopardy.
The government doesn't buy TREB's argument that this is about privacy. It says it's about agents monopolizing the market.
Do real estate agents sabotage or try to sabotage some of these private sale deals for their own good?
I don't know. It's not something I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea.
Phoning people up and saying, you know, if you do this sort of thing, you're going to find potential legal problems. One agent told us she'd be terrified to sell her home by owner, planting the seeds of doubt, the seeds of fear, when really there's not that much to be afraid of if you do your due diligence and you're a pretty smart person.
You have to do a lot of due diligence.
But with no disrespect intended, this isn't brain surgery. In a hot market, you can sell your house, and it's probably going to be pretty easy, right?
You know, it depends on the house. We're the victims of our own success. So if you're a successful agent, you make it look easy, and everybody thinks, oh, it's really easy.
Easy or not, Bob Gammon is digging in his heels, sticking with his decision to sell his home on his own.
My experience now is the number of people selling on their own will be an increasing number.
No turning back.
No turning back for me.
And it worked. Not long after we met with Bob, he got a firm offer on his house with no agent involved.
Next, how hip is your grandma?
I love to do this as long as I live.
How one woman is charting new waters at 80.